Yo, what's good? It's your girl Lil Bit, and I'm tuned in to Have Knotz Entertainment Radio. It's the major platform for everything indie. Give a shout out to Logic, Jersey.
Know that every win gon' come with the L. Point out all my flaws, bro, it never fails. Got it out the mud, not a wishing well. No one told me but every time I bounce back, every time I bounce back. Oh, every time I bounce back, don't ever doubt that.
I stay grounded off of autumn nights. I slept on the floor, and foggy mornings in the bay taught me to weather the storm. My mom saw report cards, what's on them F's on it for? Distracted by this rap shit, this what the effort was for. Skip ahead, they struggle years, now we about to fast forward. I shook the hand of 40 water like you met me before. I just didn't have as large an arsenal of records before. At 15, a meet and greet, just trying to get in the door. Gave you a CD I burned, you said it's so much to learn. When I was young and insecure, now how them tables have turned. I thought you saw me on the spot, guess I had lessons to learn. I had to wait for my turn, guess I had blessings to earn. I used to dream of a sick with it or a rock chain. Hope gave me the blueprint, how to maneuver when them shots came. Some homies had hoop dreams, watching he got game. Looking at Jesus, praying to Jesus that my life changed. I Steph Curry the sport, took shots from half court. I already had stamps and 4 stamps in my passport. Before the black Porsche, before I met Scott Storch, before I had source covers, I was reading the source. Now I'm the inspiration for those who needing a source. The Jedi said I should come read even the Force. I used to close my eyes and dream they'll leave me the torch. Then I open them like damn, must be dreaming of course.
Know that every win gon' come with the L. Point out all my flaws, bro, it never fails. Got it out the mud, not a wishing well. No one told me this would be a fairy tale, but every time I bounce back, every time I bounce back. Oh, every time I bounce back, don't ever doubt that.
Look, hey. Life ain't always been roses and hella daffodils. We walk outside, but when we taking strides, feel like a battlefield. I pray to God, but if there is a God, I hope he grabs the wheel. I learned how to maneuver them obstacles doing ladder drills. How can I complain when my problems ain't even half as real as needles in the arm and dialysis make my daddy feel? They scanned my mama body and told us that it was cancer filled. Family prayers looking for answers, give her a chance to heal. But I can bear the weight of the world, cause I'm a phenom. Hop in that Model Y and blast off, feeling like Elon. Them shoulder presses turn me into a shoulder to lean on. I'm catching all these blessings, getting my AJ Green on. Alienated round the fake shit, right? Think I'm Klingon. But when you on that Star Trek, everyone wanna cling on. I'm in franchise mode, trying to put my team on. Franchise boys, gold grills and white tees on. We never change.
Know that every win gon' come with the L. Point out all my flaws, bro, it never fails. Got it out the mud, not a wishing well. No one told me this would be a fairy tale, but every time I bounce back, every time I bounce back. Oh, every time I bounce back, don't ever doubt that.
Oh, when you ain't strong enough, who you gonna depend on? Who gon' do it? Who gon' get you through it? When you ain't strong enough, who you gonna depend on? Who gon' do it? Who gon' get you through it?
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Everything Indie Show. It's the one and only Logic DGC. And welcome to the show about everything indie, putting a spotlight on everything indie. We're also streaming today for the first time on Instagram as well on the Everything Indie Show page. It's going to be a test day for that. We're just going to let that rock, and hopefully that does what it needs to do. This is the last week. This is a good weekend coming up. This is the last week before the indie Verzuz between Jason and 2 Major. Can't wait for that. We're a week away from that. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all checking them out on YouTube, seeing their past work so you can get used to these guys. Dope artists, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have them doing a thing next week. But today, first of all, we have 2 guests today. We got Hazernomical. Can't wait to find out more about him. And then we got Chamz De Lille, who's going to be in studio. So we have one remote and one in studio. It's going to be a good time. Let's go ahead and get into the first of the top 5 indie videos of the week. And get the show going. Get the show going. You know. If you know, you know. And the first one is from Detandra. Detronata, something like that. She says it in the beginning of one of her songs. I never get it, but it's Detronata. She says it very quickly. Maybe y'all can catch it and help me out with that. It's called Don Dada Freestyle. Let's see how she does.
How you say your name, Young Wooski? Done died, want the cheese, want the bread and the bacon, the product. Fit looking like a little bitch, so product trendsetter. Yeah, everything I do, they follow from the head to the clothes, videos I'm out of. Did little bitch stealing shit, how you design? Did the original, bitches is the minimal. Don't put us in the sentence, then I ain't even in my interval. I be switching up very much, trying to see if they keeping up. You still late by 2 years, there will never be another one. Bitch, you just the other one. Matter of fact, why in the fuck is you here? Whoever shut me out, seeing everything still falling right in the place, and my new reign is near. They don't got no choice but act like they like me, they fake buddy. I see it, it's clear. How so many people don't like me? Have a decade and you still won't fight me. 556, I don't take none like me. Try me, cinema directed by Spike Lee. 444 steps away from a murder case. See it in my face, hell yeah, I might be. Suck on my shit, turn around and then bite me. How you don't like me? Act just like me. Mad souls in the world, man, why me? Take notes, download shit, i.e. Some friendships, only friendships, cause they really wanna spite me. High key, looked in the mirror, realized I'm IT. You look in the mirror, red nose, you IT. Bitches so bland, yeah, talk so spicy. If you wanna find me, I'm chillin' where my mind be gone. Been there, yeah, I know. Don't touch me, bitch, lávate las manos. Motherland, man, I heard they loving me in Lagos. Everywhere they even say I'm decent in Chicago. Press the button, now I'm ready, put this shit on auto. Yeah, press the button, now I'm ready, put this shit on auto. Never tapping in, I'm certified wherever I go. Baby, go got that, Can't nobody top that, Crack it like pop rock, nigga, I will not stop. Get shit pop, Any more questions or common concern, kinda not a world, baby, you ready to learn? We got scammers and runners and choppers that burn, fuck around. I got niggas to turn you to earn, pussy,
Yeah. That was Detandra, Detronata. We're going to get it right eventually. But yeah, that was her with Don Dada. Dope, nice little freestyle. I always got to give her support because she's always out here doing the thing. Let's go ahead and get into the second song, which is another dope one, which is Sada Baby, Buckethead Bounty featuring Tokyo Jets. Let me know what y'all think about this one. I like this dude. I recently discovered him. Recently discovered him on YouTube. And I kind of like this guy. So let me know what y'all think.
Hey, it ain't that nigga with this watch, ain't that nigga with this chain, ain't that nigga with this chop. We gon' drop a nigga bout gang. I can't stand niggas, we coming out spraying niggas. Get the chop, I'm laying with it, them 10 bricks. I got my hands in them, I'm getting them grams mixed. Ain't that nigga gon' disrespect me, ain't that nigga gon' try. Hey, that bitch got the best of me, I be horn bitches on live. Hey, ain't that nigga who wanna smoke ever sent shots to my side. Hey, any nigga who wanna smoke, we the first shots to get fired. Like, ask DZ, ask Jesus Christ, you know I ain't lying. Hey, please believe me, I got big bands next to my name. Like, ain't that nigga gon' ever fuck with my kitchen. I got Dracos with the 50s, I got fully auto Simmons. Now I got blood on my Rolex, cause a nigga thought I wasn't bout it. I don't give a fuck about this foreign eye up, big strap and hop out it. I'm like Cookie Blunts, black stout it. She got a plug, how about it? Gon' bully me, I doubt it. I'm the bully, bitch, I'm wild. Like you don't know that nigga, Smoking pounds every day like you don't know that nigga, Put a ton of rounds in the race like you don't know that nigga, G7 balls in her pocketbook. Start on niggas who doubted us. Gang till we out of
You don't know damn bitch. That's this ratchet from the bottom. And I got a smart little mouth. I call my cousin, I got problems. She get freaky, she unique, no booty shots. She petite, you can book that other bitch. No, I can't do no shit for free. Might play your nigga, drive him crazy, make him wanna be my baby. He don't know no other bitch. Drop the bag on the bench. Keep a pistol in the Louis, independent. I call Coochie, make him sing like Lucci. Can't record, I don't do movies. Plus he say he never ate it. I'm the bitch that make him do it. Presidential in the tent, getting top while he zooming. Told him I don't need no budget. Now bitches in my bracket. If you looking for the plug, well I'm the bitch to make it happen. Now bitch gon' disrespect me. I get ignorant like a bitch, and we bucking on security like the bitch I'm with the shit. And my nigga scared to leave me. Now bitch can follow up. I play bit think if he rich. Stupid bitch, I'm cake up.
like you don't know that nigga, Smoking pounds every day like you don't know that nigga, Pull a ton of rounds in the race like you don't know that nigga, G7 balls in her pocketbook. Start on niggas who doubted us. Gang till we out of like you don't know that nigga, Smoking pounds every day like you don't know that nigga, Pull a ton of rounds in the race like you don't know that nigga, G7 balls in her pocketbook. Start on niggas who doubted us. Gang till we out of guns.
Yeah, that was Say the Baby with and featuring Tokyo Jets with Buckethead Bounty. I'm feeling that track. That's the second video he's been on the Indie Top 5 of the week. So without further ado, our guest for the week, Hazernomical. What's good, brother?
What's good? Peace.
That's what's up, man. How you doing tonight? What's going on with you?
Man, I'm shining, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Everything's going well. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good. Happy to get this interview going. So tell me a little bit about you, what you do, and where you're from.
Well, I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York, the borough, not the island.
All right.
I'm a recording artist for Back Block Music Group. I'm also a producer, a writer, and like several other things. I wear a lot of hats.
That's what's up. So how long have you been doing music?
I've been doing it since the 90s. I guess I've been doing it legitimately above board since probably mid-2000s.
All right. And tell me a little bit about your style. How would you interpret yourself if you was going to give somebody like, hey, yo, I want you to, check this guy out over here, man. He's dope. This is why he's dope.
I would definitely say my style is alternative hip hop, a little bit of rock elements, definitely soulful R&B. Like I have a couple of different grooves that I go into, so I would definitely just categorize it overall as alternative.
All right. And what is a typical day for you as a artist? What is a typical day? How are you advancing your career? What are you doing on a consistent basis? What's it like?
So basically, wake up, turn on the equipment. Before I even get to making any music, I have to, because I got to give the computer and everything time to warm up. I start on my marketing thing. I start posting stuff that I need to post, reaching out to people who've replied like overnight that I didn't get a chance to get to yesterday. Post about new stuff that's going on, whether it's the clothing line or whether it's new music coming out, new music from Back Block, any of my, brother artists. Then after that, then it's back to the emails. We start lining up who we have to, connect with, whether it be shows or interviews, things of that nature. Then if I have a little bit of time left over, I'll get to the music, making something new, producing stuff that, if I have verses that I have to get out or drops I have to do, I'll do that.
Nope. We lost him, but we're going to get him right on back. Let's get him right on back. Sorry about that, people.
Yeah, hello?
All right, we back.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like mid-sentence, and it was just like, how
Yeah.
was your make the poll? I'm like, bad. It just dropped.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, continue.
Yeah, so basically, as
What-
far as like the music side goes, that's usually how it goes.
All right. So
Like-
now, when it comes to music, what do you just rap? Or you a producer? What else do you do in regards to or what is it that you do as in the music part, in the artistry part of it?
Definitely writing, recording, producing, sometimes engineering and mixing.
So you wear many hats, basically.
Yeah, I do everything except for dance and sing. I mean, I can harmonize, but I wouldn't call myself a singer, you know?
Hey, with the right tools and the right plugins, it might work. Who knows? You know. So don't knock yourself
but
short.
it's not the same, you know? It's like I can auto tune and make a decent harmony, but it's like for the kind of music that I make, it's like I need that feeling, that, you know, that Al Green, Stephanie Mills, you know, that you hear it like, oh,
Yeah,
I know
hear
that.
you. I
I
definitely
know that
hear
over
you.
here.
So do you make beats?
Yes.
All right. Do you sell them as well, or you just do it for yourself in the camp, or what's the story with that?
I have stuff that I do for the camp, and then I have stuff that I get sent to do from other sources. It's like I score movies, I do production, I do
dope.
beats. You know, pretty much anything having to do with music, I want in. I loved it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I got to get you on the catalog over here then, because there's artists that come into my studio, recording studio, and be like, yo, you got beats on deck? You know, we can have some of yours, you know what I mean? Get that money. But yeah. So what would you say you love the best about hip hop and your style and your spot in hip hop?
Just that it makes you feel something. A lot of people make music for, I guess, like a myriad of reasons, but a lot of the times nowadays you don't hear something that makes you feel anything. And that's primarily what my music is about. Like a couple of days ago in the interview, I was asked, like, so what is your inspiration? And I was like, man, like, I'm literally inspired by feeling something. Like, if I can't feel it, then I'll keep going to the next one, and maybe I'll get back to it, and maybe that chord structure or that drum beat will make me feel something later. But right now, it's just like, it's not moving me internally. I need something that builds on all those levels.
So when you are getting ready to the writing process, do you come with an idea, or do you let the beat, the feeling that it gives you, dictate what you're gonna write?
Always, I let the music tell me what to write.
Okay.
Always. Like, I can influence my will, but honestly, it always works out better when I listen to what the music is telling me that it needs from me.
I like that. So have you dropped any bodies of work yet? Where are you at in your career?
So this is my debut with Backblock. Previous to Backblock, I released an album, a bunch of singles. I featured on a whole slew of artists. You know, I've been working, but this is the first body of music that people have heard from me personally in a while.
All right. Are you currently, or at least before the pandemic? First of all, how long have you been signed to your record label, and can you shout them out again?
Yeah, Backblock Music Group. We get distributed by Sony, Orchard, and Umag. Shout out to Rob. He's out here doing his thing. I've been signed to Backblock since right at the beginning of the pandemic, actually, interestingly enough.
So have you been able to go out and perform or anything like that and get a feeling of what the vibe is with your music?
No, and it's killing me. Well, all right, so here's the thing. Before the EP dropped, I had been doing shows and touring with a bunch of different artists. Like, I've been out with Decaf Black, Mike Hannon, Dreddy Kruger.
Okay.
Like a lot of my brothers, I've been out touring with them, and I already had a good feel for the music before it was dropped. It's just, since we knew we were going to drop it, and that little space came to pen, go from there. Now you're gone.
Yep, we're having. I think there might be a rainstorm over here in Florida because it looks like we're having a little bit of internet connections right there. But it looks like we're back up.
Yeah, we're good.
So yeah. So continue. You can continue. Or if that was the end.
Yeah. So basically, when the pandemic.
Okay. Yeah, we having a little.
It was release it and just do what we can do as we can do it, and we see how everything will work out. That's for if things are going to go back to normal or whatever, which it doesn't seem to be now. But we're still trying to line up some stuff from here, Boston, PA, Florida, maybe Canada.
Okay. So there's performing definitely in the horizon.
We're trying. We're doing everything we can to have that happen.
All right, and
while still, trying to keep the fans safe.
Yeah, and do you enjoy performing? Do you like set it up ahead of time? Or do you just go up there and freestyle the performance? Just kind of just do it without no preparation.
Well, it depends on the situation. So right now, because the EP is out, it's a little bit more planned. Like, we're definitely doing songs from the EP and songs that I might be known for. But before that, I would just go to a venue with, like, a hard drive full of songs. And depending on the feeling of the venue, what I'm getting from the crowd, is what songs I'll perform.
Mm. All right. And what is one of your favorite songs out right now by yourself that you got out?
My favorite songs? Definitely Tribe Vibe.
Drive Up?
Yeah, Tribe Vibe is definitely one of my favorite songs that's out right now.
You said Drive Up?
Nah, Tribe. Like Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Vibe.
Tribe Vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Now, do you have any of that online or just like any videos or anything like that? Or is that just what you guys sent me via email?
We're working on the video for Tribe Vibe. It's already shot. It's in the can. We're just doing post-production, color grading, and stuff like that. So probably be out in another week. The EP is available on all platforms and all DSPs. Like I said, it was distributed by Sony, Orchard, and Wumag. So they made sure I was everywhere I needed to be. But if anybody's listening or watching and you're like, well, I can't find it here, send me a DM, send me an email, whatever, and I'll make sure the music gets there.
All right. And let me just see what we got here. No, I don't think anything was attached for you. Let me see. Music-wise. Okay, maybe there was. Let's see. No, I don't have any music from you.
Oh man, I got to get an MJ for that.
Yeah, I'm looking. Take another peek. Nope, they're all just images. It looks like. Yep, all images. Yeah. Do you have anything online that on YouTube or anything like that I can play through there?
Yeah, like I said, it's on every platform: YouTube, Amazon, Tidal, Apple, Shazam. Spotify. It's literally everywhere.
All right, I think I found it. That's it, right? I'm gonna let that rock real quick.
All right, let's do that.
Can I kick it to all my people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it to all the people who can quest like a tribe does? Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Have sample, banging beats off the stoves of a hollowed out bathroom. Used to tag school walls from halls to the classrooms. Spitting from the core, getting raw, even shackled on the central book of floor if we had to. Similes and metaphors, performed by the liquor store. My nigga kick a beat till the meat inside his fingers raw. Always kicking hardcore lyrics, never had a gimmick. Flow, we gotta feel it. Freestyles never written. Grab the mic with the vengeance, trying to murder every sentence. No rehearsing in my verses, and everything's organic. Trying to spin it till the beat stops. Beatbox to finish, precision pen the lyrics, surgical incision. This expedition is digging for your listens. This prison bar audition for those asking if I rip it. Can I kick it? Told the people who could quest like Tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who could quest like Tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Is it a funky vibe? Can you feel the groove? Make your head nod, put you in the mood. I need a smooth bass, like some loud blues. And I appreciate a couple highs too. Man, I need a tribe vibe and a nice snare. You know the boom pap, I like my samples rare. I keep it analog to play and get the signal clear. Music playing to my ears, a funky introduction of re-immersions of the love. Spit it with my native tongue. Mic check, 1, 2, Dave, can I get a plug? Kick it like a tribe does, bring it back to that tip. And getting at the rap, it's just what happened to that shit. What happened to my people more concerned with the fashion than the culture they promote and use it, get their ass in. What happened to the love, man? What happened to the passion? Flavor that they lacking, got us waiting on the day they feel the magic. And I'm asking, told the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? To all the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? Really know what I was? Really know what I was? Really know what I was?
Nice breakdown.
Thank you.
Can I kick it? Told the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it? Told the people who can quest like a tribe does. Before this, did you really know what I was? 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 Can I kick it?
Dope, 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 dope. Definitely a tribe vibe.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Happily named.
Happily named. So you say you're working on a video for that, correct?
Correct.
What type of a video? How are you guys going with it? Is it going to be like in the homage of like a tribe video, or just your own feeling?
It's definitely an homage to tribe, and definitely Queens in general. Like some of the scenes we shot in Corona Park, which is where the big globe is for everybody who's not from Queens. Like you've probably seen that in, know, Iron Man and a bunch of other videos.
Men in Black.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, Men in Black. We also have a shot by the tribe mural, which is where they did, if y'all remember, by the cleaners, the dry cleaners. Sorry, my mind was escaping me for a second. But yeah, we did part of the video over there, and we have a couple B-rolls everywhere else.
That's what's up. I can't wait to see it. Make sure you tag me on that so I can go ahead and make sure I get it on the top 5 here for my little audience and stuff like that. You know, so you said you also do merchandising and stuff like that. I see you have on a Hazernomical shirt.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we teamed up with a label called Culture Clothing, and they're doing all the shirts. Like, I'm designing it, they're pressing it and putting it together. It's definitely a beautiful package. Like, they put it together in a nice box, nice bag, nice little gift wrap, and some stickers get added in, So, yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. We got a lot of dope stuff coming. And if you want to see any of it, you can look at my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or, tune into Culture Cloth. They have definitely posted a bunch of stuff that we're out doing.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Is that where anybody would be able to get your stuff? Just go to your Instagram or something like that? Definitely.
We're planning on setting up a site specifically just for the clothing, but we're still working on that. In the meantime, if you're interested, just hit me up. If you pre-ordered the EP, though, you got it for free. So.
Oh, dope. That's dope. That's dope. And when did the EP come out?
August 16th.
Oh, so right the day before the video was posted, the song was posted, the single was posted. That's what's up. That's what's up. How many songs are on there?
7. Well, I'm sorry, 6 songs, intro and outro.
And any features or anything like that?
Featured on I Apologize, and we have Doc Ock, who's hosting the EP, so he's on the intro and the outro. He also produced the intro and outro, so shout out to Doc Ock for that.
That's what's up. Was he the only? Is all the tracks besides those 2 produced by you, or you had other people?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you decided to go with a you vibe on that, on what you were feeling, kinda.
Yeah, well, I came up with a bunch of songs. I sent them to Doc Ock, and I'm like, look, I want you to put together, because this whole thing started as a conversation between me and Doc Ock about hip hop and samples and digging into crates and going back, because we were like on tour doing shows, and we was riding around in a bus with like Tragedy Gaddafi and Royal Flush and Dreddy Kruger and Mike Hands, and we were just like riding everywhere, and then it'd be like, yo, Hayes, throw some songs on. I pull out the iPod classic, plug it into the aux, and I start playing like some of the joints that I do, like, like in my playlist, and they were just like, yo, that's the vibe right there. And then it spun from that to just like making playlists of like really dope old songs, and it was like, yo, we need to make something with that feeling. So like I made a bunch of joints. I sent them to Ock. I'm like, yo, put them in order how we should release them and how you feel them, and we're just gonna go off that. And he put them together, did the intro and the outro, and boom, there you have it, Volume 1 out now.
So now, is it a one vibe EP, or are we going places?
No, we're gonna have several volumes of.
No,
like, real.
I mean, within the first EP, those 6 songs that are on there, are they like a one vibe type listen? Is it going to be like, because I'm going to go check it out probably tonight or tomorrow, and is it like it's going to put me in a mood, or is it like kind of a little bit of everything?
Nah, it's definitely going to put you in the mood. It's definitely, as the title of the album calls, like hip hop shop. That's exactly what it is. It's a real boom bap, classic, fun feeling. It's gonna touch on some subjects and and get deep, but for the most part, it's like some really smooth, fun hip hop, man. It's a vibe.
Now, have you had to make sacrifices for this game, for this music business, and trying to reach your goals? How has the journey been?
It's hard, man. It's hard for anybody, because it's a strain on relationships. Friendships, girlfriends, business associates. It's a strain on everything. None of this comes easy, because anything that you want to do that's worth doing, that you love, is going to ask a lot from you. And then you have to, I guess, find out, negotiate how much it's worth to you and how much you love it, rather opposed to how much you love other things. And on that journey of figuring out where you're at with it, it's gonna cause some issues with the people who are closest to you.
Yeah. And financially, what type of a sacrifice have you had to make with that? Like, do you find yourself having to give up party nights, give up?
That was financial suicide.
Yeah.
You know, like you put a lot into it. That doesn't mean that you're gonna recoup it. That doesn't mean that everybody will feel it. Doesn't mean that anybody will buy it. You know, but you got to do it out of the love. And if everybody is loving it, you did your job, and you know the stars are aligned, then hopefully you see something back with that. But it's not guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And so, what would you consider success in this journey?
For me, or just in general?
For you. For
me, man, it's just if somebody comes and they say, you know what, I heard that joint and I feel it, it touched me, it put me somewhere, then I know I did my job and I'm good with that.
So for me, I just love it, like to see people, you know, recite the lyrics, be able to like, oh shit, you know the song, oh that's what's up, you know, like that is like, to me, is like the yes, I've made it in a way, you know what I mean, like,
I feel you.
Because I like to test people. I always like to. I wanted to throw maybe a segment on in here eventually, you know. And I would feel like this too, you know. Like you can probably call, you know. I want to do like a blind call to a friend and then be like, "Yo, spit one of your shits, spit one of my shits," you know. And you know, I want to see who's really supporting like that, you know, because you know I think support is important, especially in the independent circuits. You know, and how do you feel your support level is? Do you feel you know it's at a good level? You feel, you know?
See, here's the interesting thing about the music business that no one ever tells you. So, along my journey, I've figured out that your friends aren't your fans. The people who are most affected, you might not ever meet. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be some kid who's been listening to me since day one out there in Arkansas, but never reached out to be like, hey, man, your stuff is dope. But he could have, you know what I mean? He could be the one who downloaded every joint, re-downloaded it, told all his friends the reason why I'm getting listens to in some weird place where I've never even been, I've never even heard of. And be like, because we've never spoken, I don't know that. But, you know, but I know that they're out there because every once in a while you'll find that person that'll come up and be like, yo, man, your shit is so dope. I've been vibing with you for so long. And that person knows all the words. Meanwhile, like, your best friend would be like, man, that shit is tough. I don't know the words to it.
Yeah, exactly. He just listens.
You know what I mean? And that's okay.
And that's okay, right? As long as, I mean, because friendship is based on more than just that, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
At the end of the day and stuff. But I wish, I do hope, you know, more friends and family do take, you know, an eye of people like you know, that are out there. Not saying that your friends and family don't, but I just mean in general, you know, I like to see support, and I always, you know, push for people to get support, you know, especially locally from the friends and families, because that's where it starts, you know, the word of mouth, and a little bit like, yo, check out this video, you know, check out this track, check out this song, you know, my man's pretty nice, yo, check this out. You know, it just gets the word out there a little bit quicker, you know.
I mean, it does, but I definitely believe in separation of church and state.
No, I like that. I like that.
Like I don't even play my stuff with my girlfriend. She doesn't even get to hear it.
Oh, okay.
She hears it when it gets released because, you know, like, I can't have somebody that, like, that was another reason why I even told her, like, yo, I could never date somebody who's an artist because it'd be like magicians trying to outdo each other. It's just like, I pulled a rabbit out of hat, so.
Yeah. I pulled two out of a hat.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, honestly, the people who are vibing with it are the people who I made it for. The people who are closest to me, like, I hope they like it, but it's like at the end of the day, whether you do or you don't, there's somebody out there that fucks with it, and that's who it was for.
Who were some of your influences, and then who were some of the people you listen to now?
That is such a big question. Like, there's a lot of people who actually influenced me. Like, every stage of my career showed a different influence. Like, I'd say for this part of my career, definitely I got a lot of influence from Mike Hands and Innocent, and just seeing how they grinded everything out. how they did what they had to do. Of course, my brother Jux Diamonds, you know what I mean, who signed me to Back Block. His grind is like spectacularly awesome. When I was with Dreddy Kruger, we were doing 5 songs a day. And I mean, like, from writing, producing, mixing, mastering, 5 songs completely done.
Damn.
Every day for like 5 days a week, every day. And like prior to that, you know, my original just overall music inspirations, I would say like Quincy Jones, Stevie Wonder, you know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, like really huge guys who've been doing this thing insane. As far as hip hop, we got people like N.O. Joe, Pimp C, Pharrell, of course, DJ Premier, Jay Dilla. You know, it's a lot of people out there, you know, who I'm definitely pulling my influences from. But those are a couple of like the main sources.
All right, that's what's up, man. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, you know, and whatever. First, wait. First, tell them what you got going on moving forward and what to look forward to, and then where they can find you.
So moving forward, there's definitely going to be a volume 2, but don't look for that yet. Enjoy volume 1 because that's out now.
On all platforms, on all platforms, right?
All platforms, streaming and otherwise. We have, obviously, the shirts. This is just like one of, I think, 7 that we have coming out. And they are offered in different colors, different styles for men and for women. There's decals coming out. I think a couple of book bags, stuff of that nature. We're actually working on a strain, but we're still...
A little bit of everything. That's what's up.
We're still working on that. Also, we have a movie that we're shooting this time next year, probably in Las Vegas and in Massachusetts.
Amazing. Dope.
And other than that, like, you got to look forward to all the rest of my Backblock brothers because they're working on a lot of stuff that's coming out real soon, which I'm featured on, produced for, and things of that nature.
That's what's up, man. And finally, just give me a brief understanding of what your name means. I should ask that first, but we'll get to it last.
All right, so Hazernomical, it's funny. Sometimes I remember it one way, sometimes I remember it the other, but, you know, I find that it's good to have options, right?
Okay.
Basically, though, the name came from, like, I was doing graffiti, I got caught, and I had to come up with another name. I came up with Hayes, which people were calling me anyway because, you know, it's short for John Hazelton.
Yeah.
So people were calling me Hayes, and then one day I was rhyming, it went from, you know, I needed something to rhyme with phenomenal. I was like, fucking Hazernomical. I'm just like, oh, I like the gist of that. We're going to do that.
And it makes sense. It makes sense. Economical makes sense.
Yeah.
Hazernomical. I like it. I like it. Brother, it's been a pleasure having you on. Can't wait to, touch back with you at a future date and, you know, catch up again and see what you got going on. And just keep, putting this platform for you. All right, brother?
Yeah, you a hip-hop head, man, so you got to hit me back and let me know what you think of the tracks.
I definitely will, man. Within a day or two, I'll definitely check it out, and I'll definitely hit you back.
Yeah, we'll correspond, man. I feel like we're probably going to work on something in the future anyway. So, I'm with it.
Perfect, brother. Sounds good to me, brother. Until next time, brother, take care, and thank you again for stopping by the Everything Indie show.
Hey, thank you for having me on here, man. Have a good one.
Yo.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah. So that was Hazernomical. I really enjoyed the the interview. And I'm looking forward to the next interview with Chamz De Lille. He should be here shortly. So let's go ahead and get into the third song of the top 5 indie videos of the week. This one was a feature guest, a past guest, I don't know, a past guest named Ren Thomas. And this is him featuring DJ TMB. produced by Nem Nieves, Elephant Print. Let me know what y'all think.
Good looks, dude.
Yo, is that Ren Thomas? Oh, shit. Yo, Ren! Whoa, man, nice glasses, bro. Where you been at?
What?
Where you been at? It's GMZ, man. Remember me?
No.
Man, I haven't seen you in like 3 years, bro. You still never answered my question. Did you ever get to touch Rick Ross's beard?
Bro, I told you to stop asking me that bullshit.
We want to know, man.
No, the answer is no.
Well, what's up? Did you win on the scratch ticket? Is that no, too?
Hey, yo, bro, you need to get the fuck.
I think they forgot I could rhyme. Destined to win, stole a halo, I was blessed in my sin. Took by air and sea like the Jets and the Fins. Feels like a heroin binge when the heroin ends. Planning to do it tomorrow, swearing never again. Y'all be seeing life through an elegant lens. Traveled the world in the threes with the elephant prints. Everyone said N.O. like Pelican fans. My jewels is alchemy made with derelict hands. Flew the coupe like wings on a cherry 911. Now rhyming the legends need to open blinds in the session. A shining obsession and feel like divine intervention. She want yay, so I fed her lines minus the Kevin. Besides ransom jersey quiet, let's restore the feeling. See, they dress these rappers up like a court appearance. Since VH1 in 2 years, I touched $250,000. But the virus got my bread going opposite of floor to ceiling. My biggest problem, I see me from my own angle. The one they hand a rock to with the rolled ankle. Celebration band while you sell an eighth of the brown. No need for the chit chat when I'm elevating the town.
When it comes to rent, there's no comparison. This how it is. When it comes to rent, better get back. I'm not scheming, I'm just telling the facts. When it comes to rent, there's no comparison. This how it is. When it comes to rent, better get back. Always down, I make noise and attack.
I'm the writer, every writer wanna write like that. Boogeyman in the dark, y'all fighting with a nightlight. Blood used to boil when the blogs would call me white nights. Like lack of melanin negates me from being Christ-like. Been had next, but let my youngins dribble and shoot. Told them never bite the bars that's been given to you. That's why I don't post like the rest of these subliminal dudes. I post on blocks, that's the difference from your digital views. I bet on mine, sat back and got ready ahead of time. Goose with the lemon lime, walk tall with the severed spine. This little light of mine is fine, I'ma let it shine. Cut up goats and toss pieces of them in my shepherd pie. Why I oughta hit them with every rhyme I thought of. From Philly cheese to wine list for every prime I oughta. Y'all rappers say a lot but couldn't tie my Jordans. Now they salty as the fries in my Five Guys order.
When it comes to rent, there's no comparison. This how it is. When it comes to rent, better get back. I'm not scheming, I'm just telling the facts. When it comes to rent, there's no comparison. This how it is. When it comes to rent, better get back. Always down, I make noise and attack.
Yeah, that was Ren Thomas featuring DJ TMB, Elephant Print, produced by Nem Nieves. Check for that, a dope track. Check for Ren Thomas. He's making a nice splash right now with new music and new stuff. Make sure y'all check for that and check for him, dope artist as well. We need to keep supporting the indie verse so that they can keep growing and stuff like that, and we can build stars in this lane. Like I always say, you don't have to be Drake and Jay-Z and all the way up there. You can make a living right here and get that money. You don't have, you know what I mean? Like, as long as the support is there and people start, catching wind of you here and there, and you out there and you looking fresh and you putting out, good quality music, good quality videos, and you investing in yourself and making everything look like you there, you're going to get there. There's a lane, and it's possible. Got some dopeness coming up this week. As I was stating, this is the last Everything Indie show before the Indie Verzuz between Jason and Two Major. I'm really looking forward to that. I think two of the dopest doing it in the underground, you know what I mean, independently. I'd put both of them up against almost anybody, you know. So it's going to be a dope interaction. I wish we could have them both in the studio, but one's going to be in New Jersey and one of them's going to be here. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. It should definitely be a show. The first one was a show with me and Sunny Talent. The second one was a show with Prophecy and Jay Skills. And this one undoubtedly will be a show as well. We also got, before the Verzuz, the indie Verzuz, on Sunday, we're going to be doing a We Outside version of the Everything Indie show, the Outside edition, which is going to be an outside special edition that we do whenever we get opportunities like this. But we're going to be doing the pre-show interviews. Let me see if I can get that for you on this. Yeah. Maybe I should flip it. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be doing, we're going to be live in Tampa for this one. Brooklyn to Tampa Series 7. And it's hosted by Sip Saki. And as you see, we got a lot of dope names there. If you're from the New York area, you know these names. But that's good that they're down here and spreading, you know, this is how you get yourself known in different territories. Oh, I didn't even switch it over, but yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, there you go. That is the flyer right there. If you're in the Orlando or Central Florida area, check it out. Should be dope. I think we're going to start doing it at noontime, so that means I got to be there nice and early, but because we got a lot of little interviews to get through. I'm looking forward to it. Going to be a lot of dope performances, a lot of dope interviews. There's people here that I know personally as well that I haven't seen in forever, so it's going to be like a little family reunion for me. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. It's a punk-ass $5 to get in. Pay that. Enjoy the show. Tell your friends what New York hip-hop is like out here, you know. So get ready for some boom bap feeling. I'm going to just say some boom bap. And we just heard about Jux Diamonds right now from Hazernomical. And he'll be performing, so see how it's all connected in some way. But yeah, so that's on the horizon. That's this Sunday. I'll definitely put out more information once I know it. I'm looking forward to that. Let's get some background noise here, right? Let's get some background noise. Shout outs. I forgot to delete the commercials and pause it. So they built up. But yeah, that's going to be Sunday. Let's go ahead and support hip-hop, independent hip-hop, and make our ways out there. Make sure we show love and make networks. Maybe you could do a show in New York. It's possible. It's possible. And then Tuesday, it's the Indie Verzuz. Number three. And then, I won't talk about it on this show, but I'll mention it next show. I'm just saying there's an anniversary coming up. So that's about to happen. Definitely excited about that. Now, usually we'll go into another track, and let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go into the number 4 track of the top 5 indie hip hop videos of the week. This one is Dax. I know you know the guy. He's I don't want to say a black Eminem because that's not fair to him. He's got his own style, but what I mean is that he's kind of one of those extra type rappers. You know, watch some of his recent videos. I've put some of them up. There's some bugged out ones, but I enjoyed his hip hop. So, without further ado, let's get Dax featuring Tom McDonald, Propaganda going. Shit, on the Everything Indie Show.
Hey, Daryl. You good, bro? You ain't picking up calls, dog. What's wrong, man? Daryl, you good? Hey. Hey, Daryl. Don't lose yourself.
Like snort.
And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Yeah, united we stand, divided we fall. New Year's Eve, they've been dropping the ball. Independent, how we dead in the game. We don't write to the sound of applause. Hidden truth, dotted lines, ain't never signed, stood and remain the boss. In a world that is full of facades, where if you speak, you get nailed to a cross. I won't be silent, I am outspoken. I am the product of pain, so when you see my name, no fame could never break down a brain that is already broken. Every wound is a paid devotion. They fill words as I purge emotions. Scabs hair as I drop hits that bleed light from demonic omens. The system decides we spend and we buy, while most of our time is spent in bed. The dreams we have all stay inside. We sleep and wake and live with regret. The price of life is half the cost. The price of fame could cost your head. If infamy is what you seek and propaganda is what you spread.
Propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Look what they did, indoctrinated. They convince us all that everything we say is racist, and blood will change it, that's what happens. Y'all need balance. Y'all need blacks and whites and lefts and rights to stop the madness. They planned it. It's Trump or Biden, we all been divided by it in the streets. Elections always been rigged. I ain't surprised when somebody cheats. All I see is pentagrams of the propaganda, but our priority's the vaccine. It ain't hard for wolves to find a flock when the sheep are fast asleep. Too many people lack character. Too many journalists scaring you. Too many pencils attempting to rewrite the Constitution. They probably gonna tear it up. I love the country, but I don't trust the people taking care of us. We went to bed with the American dream. We woke up in Nightmerica.
And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda. And all I see is propaganda. Propaganda.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Everything Indie Show. It's the one and only Logic DGC. And that was Dax and Tom McDonald, Propaganda. The song was dope. I agree with the gist of the song. Check out that dude, Tom McDonald. He's got some videos where he spins some shit, but he feels too Trumpy to me. He feels a little too Trumpy to me at the end of the day. But I do like the song Propaganda. It has a dope beat. They both went in on it and gave their point of view. Both independent artists as well doing their thing. Gotta love it. All right, so as you can see, everybody up, we got the winning wheel up. The winning wheel is up. 28 weeks. 0 winners. So we're going for the record here. As you can see, as always, the same thing always applies. Make sure you're following all the platforms and you comment. Some have-nots, Everything Indie Show wording. And you could be the winner. Number 50 is the winner. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Gonna let it spin a little bit. There's anything here. There's discounted stuff. There's free stuff here. There's services. There's gear. There's cash. There's a little bit of everything on here. So let's see where we fall in the day. Free shirt. Now it landed right in the middle. So I'm going to even be a little bit more gangster and give you both of them, all right? Your option. Free shirt or 20% off a music video. Leave that up to you. You got a week. Till next week. Till next show. And then your SOL. We're now moving to the last of the top 5 indie music videos of the week. This week was, let me just say, it was a little bit there wasn't many videos this week that came out as usual, where it's tough sometimes for me to make it, break it down to 5 because there's so many dope videos. This one I broke it down about 6 or 7 kind of quickly. But there are some dope videos on that I just, was like, it's all right. It's dope, but it's all right, that you could check out. We'll go through those in a minute as well for the Indie Sounds of the Week. But let's go ahead and check out Big Folk, Letter to BG. And let me know what y'all think.
Shout out to KP for that beat.
On board doing crosses. The fake acting real. I'm keeping shit real till I die, nigga. This my life, nigga. I've been portrayed by my niggas now. I'm in the jungle with the snakes, but for the apes, I brought banana clips. Nigga really want me dead. Mama, what I do to them? My nigga dead or in the feds. Why I keep on losing them? Mama say she losing me, cause things ain't how it used to be. Attempts on my life several times, they got me riding with 223. Therefore, I'm not at the house, can't put your life in jeopardy. Niggas doing coward shit, you know these niggas scared of me. Just give me some time, think gon' be back how it used to be. And them niggas who you said weren't gon' shoot, really didn't shoot for me. Truthfully, the only one I trust is in the booth with me. And I'm in this bitch by myself, me and this Glock up on my book. And for my brother BG, if I go feds, I apologize. Just know that I sacrificed a lot for you and all the guys. You and P the only one I trust when it was time to ride. Sliding out a mama car, dumping on our own kind. We came from a long line of gangsters and some drug dealers. Guess that's why we plugged in and we ain't got no love in us. Street made a cold hearted, feel like ain't no blood in us. I just thank God for all the time that you thug with me. Watch out for Tamara and Big Jewel, them my blood sisters. If a nigga play with them, put a couple slugs in them. CJ and Lil Bubba, our little brother, they look up to us. Gotta move strategically, can't have them knee deep in the streets. Ain't no one invincible, you gotta watch the simple stuff. Bitch, you quick to suck some dick just to set a nigga up. This life we live come with a price and it ain't cheap at all, G. Dead or jail, heaven to hell, you need me, then just call me. Phone call from Riverbend, see murder, just call me. Fight with the CO, 30 months on the dog leash. I remember days on the pavement, we was all free. Then Robert got booked doing time up in Tall Tree. I just want my nigga back, how much would that cost me? If heaven got a phone, why my nigga never called me? Them niggas kill a mook, it woke me up like some coffee. These niggas really ain't my partners, they just want it off me. People pistol, not out of fear, but proper precautions. The game ain't the same, homeboy throwing crosses. That's the shit that lost me, seen Bino in that coffin. It hunted me for years and sometimes I still get nauseous. Sometimes I still get high and think about the licks we hit. Could've pulled a couple more, but I was tired of that shit. When Mars shot him in the face, I could've died on that lick. But God had other plans and Mob had a couple sticks. Them the memories I cherish, I sit back and reminisce. From the good to the bad, I wouldn't take it back for shit. From the weed to the crack, I was getting that shit out quick. Once them peas in the bag, they gon' do me like I'm Mitch.
And we back. That was the last of the top 5 indie videos of the week. We went through them a little quicker so we can do a little more, so we can hear some other tunes, sounds of the week that I felt should get a little love this week as well. We're going to also, before we bring in our guest, Chamz De Lille. Is that the correct way to say it?
Chamz. Most people call me Chamz.
Chamz? All right, that's what's up, Chamz. We'll get in with him momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and, in the meantime, though, we're going to go ahead and get into one of his videos that I've seen online. We'll go with the older one first, and then when he's on in between, we'll play the newer one there. Let's see which one is the one I'm talking about. Yeah, this one. Now, this one is called Pain. And I like this brother's style. It's a little different than, the normal breakdown of how people decide to, lay their bars down. But he catches the beat perfectly. He's a good artist. I definitely am looking forward into this interview, and also looking forward to hearing more music from Chamz. So yeah, this is called Pain. Let me know what y'all think.
Pain as it seems can make a man strong, it can make a man weak. So why is it pain that I have to endure? They look at me as I scream for more. You see, I need this pain to keep me sane. I need the strain so perfection I can claim. It's not for fame or anything of the sort. I truly don't need anybody's support. Instead, I need this for me, myself and I, so I can understand this world before I die. But if I do not, I will see you again, recognizing pain as my closest friend. As my closest friend.
Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. I just wanna put these feelings to rest. And I just wanna put these feelings to rest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. I just wanna put these feelings to rest. And I just wanna put these feelings to rest.
A figment of my imagination, that's what this was. A figment of my imagination, that's what my mind does. Controlled by emotions that once felt so true, but a worthy delusion of grandeur, that's the illusion I pursued. A true protector of hearts, my mind was. A defender of great sanity, that's what my mind does. To remove the appearance of abnormality amongst loved ones. And honestly, all of society. But my mind didn't bother telling me. While my subconscious mind helps me deal with the reality, wow, my mind, full of devotion. In my mind we trust. But my mind didn't just fool me. My mind fooled us. But then my mind went mad. And the illusion of this reality began to upload and soon combust. It's clear in my mind, there's no room for the both of us.
Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. I just wanna put these feelings to rest. And I just wanna put these feelings to rest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. Pain, depressed, I'm feeling the stress like gun smoke, it will cave in your chest. I just wanna put these feelings to rest. And I just wanna put these feelings to rest.
Oh wait, I think there was a little bit more to that. No, that's the end. Yeah, dope video called Pain by Chamz. And without further ado, Chamz De Lille, what's good, brother? Welcome to the show.
What's up? I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So, yeah, you know, I was saying as I was watching the video and stuff, your style's a bit eclectic. It's not like just a regular, you know, let me fill these, you know, amount of words in these bars. You're just kind of doing what you do.
Yeah, I'm going towards, I guess they call it spoken word now. So spoken word artist, but I consider myself a poet. But you know, I grew up in the 90s hip hop era, so we put a little melody behind it, and it just worked out.
So yeah, so tell me a little bit about you, how you got your name, where you from,
all right,
and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, where I'm from, I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Moved to New York when I was 5. Moved to Florida when I was about 12. Grew up in BVL, East Orlando. And my name comes from, my full name is Chamio. Everybody just called me Chamz. Chamz Diggs, Chamz the Poet, Chamz Diesel. So I had a lot of different names growing up. But yeah, just...
So it's not a character, your rap name pretty much is you.
It's just me. It's just who I am, you know. I've always had a name that people just kind of, once you know it, you don't forget it, you know. You know, my pops made a effort on giving me and my brothers, you know, these names, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, my father is, you know, he's into astrology, you know, Buddhism and that type of stuff, and so...
And he's Haitian?
No, my father's Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother's Haitian.
Okay.
So my father was born and raised in New York, you know, Spanish Harlem. He met my mother in the islands, decided to stay and have kids. And then we left Haiti during the Civil War. So, you know.
Y'all can't get a break, man. Like,
Nah.
It's like, damn, man. One thing after the other, man.
But, you know, I'm not a religious man, but God only gives you what you can handle. And the Haitian people, they just powerful people. They strong people. You know, their history is powerful. So, you know, they could be able to handle all that. You know what I mean?
Well, little history fact, a tidbit. Haiti's the only country that had a successful revolt of slavery.
Yes, in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So they got their independence on their own. Nobody had to give them and grant them. Not to say that, you know, not to say that anybody else, you know, was granted it, but these particular people really was like, we don't need you to tell us we free. We don't need you to tell us we enslaved. We taking this over. So
yeah,
that's
just
something for the history books right there.
Just to add to that, not that they just took it. They started a chain of events through the whole Caribbean and South America, Central America, for those people to fight their independence.
Yeah.
They were used by Venezuelans and people all through Colombians, all through, you know, history. Starting those chains of events, you know, they fought Napoleon, man. Like, just think about that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I think, you know, a lot more people should be looking, you know, to lend a hand out to Haiti, you know, in troubling times.
They getting a raw deal, but you know, like I said, they strong people.
Yeah.
So let's hope for the best.
Not to get too political, but yeah, you know, we had to touch on that because that is a near and dear cause to me too. You know what's going on and stuff
Appreciate
like that.
that.
But yeah. So how would you describe your type of music? Like, if somebody asked you to describe your art form, like, would you use somebody else to describe yourself? Would you be like, he's kind of like this guy and this guy combined?
Well, you know, I like this guy named Saul Williams. I grew up, like I said, in the 90s, deaf poetry. So I watched a lot of poetry, and, you know, I used to write rhymes and all that. You know, I'm a regular kid growing up in the 90s, ciphers, everybody that I know, you know, rapped and whatnot, including my older brothers. But it's the writing part, right? And so when I write, I didn't want to really be like anybody else that's rhyming in this generation, because, you know, I'm a little bit older, and, you know, I wanted to stay true to myself. So I actually got the opportunity because I wanted to do a spoken word audio book. And what happened was, during those sessions...
Wait, what does that mean, a spoken word audio book?
Well, I just wanted to do a poetry book.
A poetry book that you could listen to.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And when I hit the studio, I had an idea for Pain. You know, I wrote Pain when I was about 21 years old. You know, you talk about 2001, 2002, right?
Wow, that song feels fresh.
It does, because, you know, at that time, that was my mantra of life. You know, I felt like I had to go through pain to understand life. I had to go through struggle to become,
I think also the fact that you have a style that's unique to you and not to a time period.
Very true.
Makes you sound like you wrote that last week.
Nah, I actually been, you know, I recited that poem to a lot of people. I even had my homeboy from Long Island. He wanted to tat it on him. You know what I mean? Because, you know,
that's deep as fuck.
He
right
was living
there.
in a lifestyle that, you know, was a little rough. So every time he saw me, yo, man, spit that poem. And he's like, yo, can I tat it on me? I said, you do whatever you want. Because at the time, I really didn't know what I was going to, like, I wasn't pursuing this, right? I got out of rehab in 2015. I got clean. I've been sober for 6 years. And I feel like through my whole life, writing's always been my therapy, right? So I've been writing these poems, you know, trying to get me through what I was getting through. And I just felt like I had to let them out. But I wanted to start from the stuff that I wrote when I was younger, and then work my way to present. So that one came up, and I had a melody in my head for years and years. So when I told the people I was working with, the Black Label, shout out to the Black Label, they were like, yo, maybe we can do something about that. So they came up with this melody, and it just worked out. So we did a whole album in that way, and the album's called Tenses, and every spoken word song on that album has a melody, you know, and I just tried to fit my poems into that melody.
And you did a great job, because it sounds like if you didn't just tell me this right now, I would have thought you wrote Pain to that beat and for that beat specifically.
No, that's not how it works.
You landed on the beat perfectly. You did a great job, brother, on that one. That one right there. Like, I mean, we're gonna hear the other one too shortly. But what I mean is that you have good mic presence, and it literally sounds like you've decided to use a rapping style just outside of the box onto this beat. It doesn't sound like you've taken a poem that you've wrote and just laid it over a beat.
I just felt it, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say I did it in one take. You know what I mean?
No, of course.
But
people that do it to the beat don't do it in one take.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
I just felt it. This was something that I wanted to get out. You know, you feel like, you know, of course my philosophy of life has changed. I feel like, you know, as a young man, I lived that. You know what I mean? I really thought pain was the only way I was gonna learn, was the only way I was gonna grow and strengthen. So when that beat came, and those drums behind it, I felt it, man. I felt like I was back in the islands, you know what I mean? Like
you gave the feelings, too, when you needed to. Like, your voice had more energy in certain spots. You know, like, it's a well-produced track, you know, overall. Appreciate with everything. So would you say that that's your writing style? Like, do you consider yourself a rapper then, or not really?
I do spoken word. I think this is a little different than others, but my favorite MC of all times is DMX. And I remember listening to his prayers. And those prayers, you know, they were deep, you know. They were soulful. They came from, you could feel the pain and when he spoke those words. So I actually saw something online years back of all his poems. It wasn't really poems or prayers. They were all connected, and they were behind just a melody. And I said, yo, that's a dope idea. But I only had it for that one, Pain, because that's the only one that I had a melody for. I would just say it over. I'd say it everywhere. You know what I mean? So when the melody came, it just felt natural. It just really just felt natural.
Now, but that's not the only video you have.
No. Addiction is another video. There's another song that's on the album Tenses. The album has nine tracks, and then a couple of interludes, which is short poems. You can find that Spotify, Vivo, YouTube, or whatever. It's in every platform, Apple Music. But my point is, I just had to add that in real quick.
Gotta promote.
So when we did Pain, we said, let's stick to that, right? So we just kept coming up with beats, and basically, I had to literally learn how to not rap, because my natural instinct is to rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this was gonna be my thing, right? Everybody else is rapping. And then my rap style would be like a 90s rap style, like a Nas or people in that era, because that's what I grew up listening to. So I said,
that's what you like.
That's what I like, right? Those are my influences. So what I did was I had to keep reminding myself to just speak. Don't, because you want to catch the beat. Yeah, it's in your nature.
But you are. I feel you are catching the beat.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've had some producers tell me, slow down, do it again, just feel it. I think the most difficult part was not trying to run on, you know, knowing when to kind of just like speak it, feel it, you know. If you see me in the studios, my eyes is closed most of the time because I'm infused in it, you know what I mean? But of course I have to feel that beat too. It has to fit what I'm trying to say, you know. But I don't want people just to concentrate on the melody. I mean, we live in Florida. A lot of these beats, they got, you know, this is a beat town, you know what I mean? But I want you to feel the words, but I also want you to feel the music because, you know, the beats impact.
And that's why you're putting it in a music form.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, getting on that same wavelength, are you planning on putting out an album, a whole album together of, you know, poems / songs?
Yeah, you know, I have some things on the work, so I'm signed to a 2-contract album. I've only done 2 videos for this album. I got another video coming out. I didn't want to do too many videos.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
I misunderstood then. So you already have an album out?
Yeah, it's called Tenses.
Okay, I thought it was just
no, those are just the only 2 videos.
Okay.
For that album.
Okay.
Pain was my single. Addiction is part of the album. So it's 9 tracks, right? It's got a couple of interludes.
And that's what could be found everywhere.
Yeah, that could be found everywhere. It's called Tenses.
Okay.
I have another video coming out very soon. I don't want to give a date yet, but it's on the... So what I did with this album, just to explain, is I went from pain to addiction and climbing out, right? You talking about mental health, you talking about addiction, you talking about just inner struggles, right? And overcoming those. So that whole
the journey
album,
of life,
the journey of life,
yeah.
right? At least up to now.
Yeah.
You know, you still gonna go through tribulations
who knows?
and whatnot.
Depending on your life, you know, who knows?
Exactly. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take everybody on a journey, right? These are my struggles. This is what I'm still conflicted, but I'm climbing out. You know, the next song that's coming out is Unconfined. The video we did in LA is dope. You know, I gotta go to Santa Monica Pier and all over LA, and we shot this dope video. It's coming out. I don't want to put out videos that often because
you want it to be felt.
Yeah, you know.
Now,
feel this for a while. You
when
know?
you put it out, what is the promo and marketing like?
Close
to the mic, please.
You know,
yeah.
So what I've been doing is basically marketing on TikTok. I do social media. You can catch me on Instagram, Chamz1213. You know, I've only been on social media less than 2 years, but you know, and I could say most of the people that follow me are probably poets as well, or at least people that like poetry. I post some of my poems in word form, and that's how I've been marketing. The label, they market as well. It's the Black label. They have other artists. Of course, I'm kind of in my own lane because, you know, they got reggae artists, they got rap artists, they got R&B artists, you know, and they've been helping me out just trying to find a platform. Shout out to Black Label for seeing diversity. You know, diversity matters, you know. And, definitely. And looking for talent wherever it may be. That's what's up. I see, though, that your video, Pain, got about 40,000 plus views. I was shocked myself. I didn't know I was going to do that, to tell you the truth. That's pretty impressive. Thank you. Did you do any legwork for that, or was that just, you know, you put it up there and somehow, some way the algorithm just... It just hit. You know, this was the time of the pandemic. Like, actually, it was right when the pandemic hit, right? So I think it was just timing myself. I think it was different. The beat is dope. It is. And you know, we took time on that. You know, I'm working with some really dope people, so, and they see where I'm going and they see my vision, and, you know, so
I'm just blessed that way because, like I said, I came into this, I just wanted to do a poetry audiobook. That's how I presented it, right? And this just
became
evolved,
something else.
you know. And I've been writing for them, you know. I've done interludes with Hit the Black label. If you look up Opus, we've done some stuff together. So I don't want to say I just started to do this. I just started to evolve into what I'm doing. I've always written. I've always loved to write. You know, it's how I express myself.
Do you do a lot of open mics or poetry nights and stuff like that?
I've been starting to do that, just putting myself out there. You know, this has been an eye opener. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to master my craft. So when I do get shows, bookings and stuff like that, I'm ready for whatever. You know, I want to not just represent the label that I'm working with. I want people to take me seriously.
Yeah.
Because this could be, you know, this could be a passion that turns into a career. So,
are you, when you write, so now moving forward for projects, right, for your label and stuff like that, do you now get beats and then write something to it, or do you already have something written that you...
That's funny you said that, because before I could only write when I was going through something. But I've gotten to the point that I can write. Like right now, I get beats all the time, and I get you know, the label saying, yo, listen, we want you to do an interlude or just a little spoken word on somebody's song. And I listen to the song and I write just for that song, you know, and I try to stay on topic. And that showed me that I have the ability to write within, you know, sometimes a couple hours, sometimes right on the spot. But if you give me a chance, if you give me a week, I'll write something dope, you know. And I've built that ability just because I just feel like I've got out what I wanted to say, right? You know what I mean? So now I could write about the present. I could write about what's happening now. You know, I still get in my bag, talk about what I've been through, because that's healing. But
now you're able to tell, you know, your perspective on...
I could tell your story if you want me
exactly,
to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your perspective on what you're seeing.
Exactly.
From that. That's what's up. Now, I do see, like, you do have, like, a hook on Pain. You know, it's got, like, it has melody and you
I've always
up.
had that hook. I had to clean it up a little. Because, you know, like I said, you know, I was on some...
Now, is that hook part of the poem, or is that just a separate...
It was always part of the poem. It was always part of the poem just because, like I said, you know, my influences was always hip-hop. You know what I mean? And I always wanted to keep a little hip-hop in that because people are intrigued, you know, when you start pain, depressed, I'm feeling distressed, the gun, you know, the gun smoke might cave in your chest. And the original part was, we don't want to leave y'all niggas to rest, you know what I mean? But then, you know, I had to clean it up because I'm a little bit more evolved now, right? I have kids, you know. Actually just came back from the hospital. My son just finished getting surgery. He was shot like 5 times.
What?
You know what I mean? But this was like in March. But he recovering.
Who cares when it happened? I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, you know, but this is part of life. This is part of the journey, right? So, you know, he's learning about pain. You know what I mean?
In the worst way possible.
Right?
Like your life was almost...
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the struggle continues. So my writing will always continue. Because my life is complicated.
That's something right there, a story to write about, boy. You know? Right there. That's crazy.
And when I mentioned it to him, he's like, don't write about me like I ain't here no more. So I'm going to back off. Maybe he could write his own story.
I hear what he's saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, but this is part of it. Like, I take everything from my life and I put it into my poet, you know, because, you know, and I say poems because I believe that poems, when I say spoken word, it's because that's the new, you know, that's the new lingo, right? It's spoken word. Nobody wants to say poetry because poetry sounds soft and whatnot, you know. So I go along with it, but I'm a poet, you know. At heart, I'm a poet.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's what's up. And how has being a Floridian impacted that? has that been anything about it, or is it just you, wherever you're at, you're going to be, you know, your music's was gonna be that anyway?
I realized I was a Floridian when I went back north, and they said I had I had a Floridian accent.
Oh shit!
I didn't realize that because when I'm here, I got a New York accent.
Yeah.
Like, where you from? New York? You from the Bronx? No, I'm not from none of that. But when I'm back east or up north, they like, oh, you have a Southern accent. So then I just learned to embrace it because I was just I don't think you there yet.
I ain't there yet, right? Not yet.
But you know, I had to embrace Florida. I was a kid who came from, you know, I grew up in Westchester County, New Rochelle, and most of our summers and weekends was in Queens, East Elmhurst.
You're right there. You're in the outskirts, right there.
Yeah,
so you
Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
You know the city life.
Yeah, so I hated it here. I was like, yo, why they brought me here, you know? And so I would go for summers and weekends and see family members. But then, you know, you start meeting people. And I came during, I call it the Great Migration, right? You had Puerto Ricans coming from the island. You had people coming from Chicago, New York, Jersey, Boston. And so you got all these pre-teenagers, teenagers kind of just like infusing that part of the city. You know, I grew up in BVL, Buenaventura Lakes, in Kissimmee. So that shit was a melting pot, man. And we just kind of brought trends and stuff like that. So, you know, after a certain age, you rep where you have your memories.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a lot of dudes that I grew up with, man. It's all love. You know what I mean?
I like the life out here a little bit, you know, better in a way, mainly because it's just a lot easier to maneuver.
It is.
And, you know, get yourself going over there. You know, like you could be getting that bread, but then your rent for your studio is like $2,000 a month. And you're like, damn, I'm putting a lot into this living situation instead of a, you know, career or growth.
Definitely.
So that was one of the, my, you know, big reasons for leaving New York, New Jersey area, you know.
Yeah, my brother just moved back, but he did it for work, you know. The pandemic for electrician is was a blessing. So he's got all type of work. So, you know, when I go down there, up there, I visit, and I got family in Boston. I still got family in New York. So I'm a little bit everywhere, but I think I'm a different type of Floridian because my influences come from all over the place, from the islands, from up top, down south. So we've kind of infused, you know, they used to say if you ain't from the west side, you're not from Florida anyways.
Look at
you know
that.
what I mean? So if you're not from that side of town, nobody expected. They already knew. Like, he must be from somewhere else. So that's how we grew up, you know.
Yeah. So how many songs are on the album you have out?
Tenses, it's got 9 tracks. It's got including the 3 interludes. And it's all about what I went through and what I'm going through. You know, mental health is big for me because, you know, sometimes you got to find your way back to reality because you live in an illusion just so you can survive. You know what I mean? Your mind will help you survive, even if the shit ain't real. Even if you live in a total different reality.
Your mind would adjust to whatever it is.
Your mind will.
Yeah.
Because it's all about survival. And that's what my music's about. It's about survival. Hopefully help somebody else survive because addiction is real. Mental health is real. You know, they say 75% of people locked up have mental issues. You know what I mean? So instead of helping these people, what they do is lock them up because they're getting a paycheck. So, you know, I advocate for that because, you know, even my son right now, you know, he's got PTSD now, right? So what do you think is going to happen if he bugs out, right? Does he belong in a cell or does he belong in somewhere that's going to help him deal with his new reality, right? If you could do that for military people and police officers, why can't you do that for somebody like him? You know what I mean? And it's he'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. But it's all part of it, right? So you have a society who will help certain people, but they won't help others. And those people all have the same issues, right? We're all traumatized.
Especially in a state like Florida, for an example, you know, the government out here is not to get too political over here.
Vicious, man.
But it's vicious out here. Yeah. It ain't. This ain't New York over here, where where you know not that New York's the greatest or nothing like that. Like I said, there's you definitely pay for those services through other means and living, you know. But now when you have pain, you have addiction, which we're about to play. In fact, let's go ahead and play that video real quick, and then we'll come back with a few other questions. You're tuned into the Everything Indie Show with Chamz. This is Addiction. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Yeah, you know, it's cold out here. I'm sorry to bother y'all. It's been a long day for me. I'm just trying to get home. You guys have anything you guys can help me out with, you know? Anything to help. For real, yeah. I'm just trying to get home. Thank you so much. God bless.
My life filled with addiction. It's got a hold on me and it moves with precision. From drugs to sex, quick when switching positions. From coffee to cigarettes, I can't get away, can't seem to find any distance. Why fight it? There's no resistance. Required help, so I asked for assistance. Substituting one device for another, confused and complicit in my divisions. Smile but sad, happy but mad, sane but mad. This war is no blitzkrieg, meaning it won't be won swiftly. It's long and hard and I'm tested, and my strength sometimes gets weary. Cursed with some kind of strange and rare abnormality. My way of thinking is complex chemically. My brain patterns sending off different signals drastically. Wanting what I don't need, needing what I don't want. Endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, these substitute chemicals that I'm cloning. These emotions of self-loathing. Don't lose your grip, I tell myself, so I stay holding. This deception that I'm fighting is instant gratification, and there's no controlling. Should I leave it into God's hands and let it go? Repeating the serenity prayer over and over again. I need the courage to accept the things I cannot change. Patience, awareness, I'm not opposing. Acknowledging knowledge of self, focused while cautious, like a police officer patrolling.
Gotta have it. This like magic. I told my mama fuck rehab. I gotta have it. Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Yeah, I'm right down the street. I got stuck out there. Looking for some guy. Anything to help. Y'all think y'all help me out? Appreciate y'all. Nah, you know, anything to help. $5, $10. Just been a rough day. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, we back on the Everything Indie Show, the one and only Logic DGC, bringing you nothing but the dopest indie artists, indie news out there. So everybody knows that this platform is for the indie, for the independent. It don't matter what you're doing independently. If you're doing something independently, if you're trying to do something outside of the norm, you could be doing a 9 to 5 at the same time. I'm just saying, like, for those that are taking an extra risk, shout out to 9 to 5ers. I'm half one here and there sometimes. I go through phases. When my business is doing good, I don't, and when it's not, and when it's doing bad, I hop on one. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? That's the life of the indie artist and the indie entrepreneur. We've been kicking it and rocking it with Chamz De Lille. Give me a little bit, De Lille, what is that?
So, I'm going to give you a short little history. My father's mother is Dominican. She came to the States through Ellis Island. And in Manhattan, she met my grandfather, whose family came from New Orleans. So they would call them Cajuns or mulattoes, coming from Canada down to Louisiana. I'm related to a lady named I don't want to mess up her name, but they did a movie about her. She opened the first nunnery in New Orleans, and so that's where that name comes from. It's French. It means of the town of Lille.
Got it.
So that's that name. But his mother, my grandmother, she's 106 now. God bless her.
Wow.
She came from the Dominican Republic and raised him. So, you know, my father speaks fluent Spanish, but his great-grandfather left Dominican Republic and went to Haiti. So at the time, my grandmother was living in Africa. Heard her father was on his way out. All the family went to Haiti to visit him because he was exiled from Dominican Republic to Haiti. Because of politics, he was the mayor of the town of Samaná in Dominican Republic. That's another story for another time. So story goes, he goes there to meet, to see his grandfather, meets my mother, stays, has kids, gets some land, and does this thing. The Civil War starts. They all head back to New York. So that's it in the sum. So my name is French, but, my family's from all over the Caribbean. St. Martin, Dominican Republic, Antigua, you name it, we out here. We out here.
Now,
Puerto Rico, everywhere.
During while we were playing your song, we also got into a little conversation about success and levels to that, and appreciating independent talent and artists that still even still have 9 to 5s, which is the majority of indie artists, or they're doing some other shit that supports and carries their dream job, which is doing the music. Because even when you're signed, even when you got things going, that don't mean the money's just flowing in.
No, definitely not.
So you were about to get into now. I always say, I'd be happy with success overall being able to live off of hip hop in some type of way. Doesn't mean you got to be a big star, nothing like that, because that, like we were saying, is a 1 in a million shot.
Definitely.
But you can leave your mark. Now,
Absolutely.
So now, go ahead and what you were going to say earlier.
I've had conversations with with artists and just people in conversations on what is success is to the individual, right? Is success, having a huge platform, making millions of dollars, not even being able to walk down the street, Can you handle that, right? Can you be a Jay-Z? Can you be a Drake? Or is success being able just to sustain a lifestyle that's comfortable, right? So what's your success? Is it $100,000 a year? Writing for artists or doing a couple shows a year, writing books, whatever the case? Or is it getting on the stage and rocking the mic and trying to build,
for the culture?
Yeah, and trying to build a platform that, I mean, how many Kanye West are they going to be? How many Dr. Dre's are they going to be? It's slim to none, Those are the ones that stick out because they've done things that nobody else has done. And we've seen artists come and go through our whole life, one-hit wonders, I'll tell you what, if I could tour doing one song for the rest of my life,
so be it.
I'll be happy than anything in the world. You know what I mean? If I could just rock my laptop on the beach in Puerto Rico and just send my writing, get a little advance, and just take care of my family, I'll be a happy man. At this stage in my life, I'm not really chasing dreams. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build a sustainable lifestyle. You know what I mean? So chasing dreams are for young people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll disagree a little bit on that. I'm going to give a little pushback on that because I don't think there's some people that I've known people that have midlife crisis.
Oh yeah, I see that.
and have done wonders in their new career at like 50
Yo,
and shit.
it happens.
Like, oh damn, you doing this now? Damn, that's what's up, you know? And you're like,
I went to film school. What was it? It must have been like 2013. No, like 2013 or whatever. And I'll never forget this 60-year-old man. He wanted to do a documentary about his life. So instead of paying somebody, what he did is he went to film school to learn the writing part, the filming part, everything, to actually do, a documentary on his life. I thought it was like, at 60 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's. I was there at 30 and I felt old. This dude is 60 years old. You couldn't tell him nothing. So that's impressive, In
its own, yeah.
When I say, chasing dreams, I mean recklessly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Backpacking to LA.
And also the motive is changed from in the dream chasing. I think that's more precise. Like before, when you were probably like 20 and stuff, you were like, I want the women everywhere. I want the show. I walk into a crowd, everyone's just going crazy and stuff. But now you're just like, man, you know what? I really don't want that.
Oh,
not
at all.
I'll be happy with making my money like this on the low, in the background, produced by blah blah blah, behind the scenes executive producer, blah blah blah, a music track here, ghost written over here.
Oh, definitely.
Like that would be almost, even better than having to be in the public eye and now having to answer for every little thing.
It takes a certain type of person that that wants to be. That can handle the fame. And sometimes they go nuts. You've seen these people go nuts trying to handle all that fame and success, right? Being successful and be famous doesn't have to be the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's at this point in my life, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to build something that I could pass down maybe to my kids, to my family. And so they could be like, yo, this dude is a writer. Like I'm the first writer in my family, right? You know what I mean? We had a book signing with my family a couple months ago. It was the coolest thing. I'm signing the book and I'm giving it to my nieces and I'm giving them to my son and my uncles and stuff like that. And they're like, yo, you the first writer,
In the family, that's what's up.
And I was like, damn, that's pretty dope.
What's next for Chamz in 2021, for the end of 2021 and busting into 2022?
Well, I'm working on the second album. I want to drop a couple more videos for this first album, just for the promo. But I am working on the second album. Should be done by the end of the year. Hopefully next year I'll be able to do some shows, get on some platforms, maybe do some more interviews. I've been trying to write, which has been a little difficult. You have the stories in your head. Putting them down on paper is a little harder. But I've been writing, my life story. I want to write some fictions. I don't want to tell too much of my story because there's things that people don't need to know. But, like I watch what 50 Cent has done. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He's writing. Ice Cube, amazing writer.
Yeah.
These guys don't have to do this anymore. They write, they send it off, publish, they start a little series, and I'm headed more in that direction. I appreciate what I'm doing now because it's letting me kind of find who I am, but at the end of the day, writing is my passion, and if I could write for a living,
that's amazing. Yeah, that would be the move.
That would be the move.
So let them know where they can find you, and where they can, follow you and all of that stuff, and also where they can find anything that you're pushing, music wise or.
Definitely. The album is on every platform. Tenses by Chamz. You can catch me on Instagram, Chamz1213. You can catch me on TikTok, Chamz the Poet. Facebook, Chamz De Lille. I'm on YouTube, Vivo, Spotify, Apple Music. Come check it out. Give a shout out to the Black Label. Give a shout out to the Compound, Scotty Jules, and his crew helping me, get better with my craft. Logic for having me here. I appreciate everything.
My pleasure.
There's more to come.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I appreciate you stopping through, and we'll definitely have you again here so that we can find out, where you've been, what's been going on,
definitely,
and anything else, you want people to know about, your movement and everything like that.
Definitely.
I appreciate you for coming through, and not being above all this, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is a mark now. You're here. You've been here too.
Right.
Listen, Chamz was there. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. I'm humble. I've been through some things, and I realize that I'm blessed. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to stay that way. So coming back through as many times as you want, ain't a problem.
All right, my brother.
Thanks for supporting.
My pleasure. So before we out of here, we're gonna go ahead and look at the indie sounds of the week. There weren't too many this week. 27 videos. Sometimes we get all the way to 60. Yeah, that's how many videos in like a week or two, because I do this every week, and these are the new videos that come out that I put on here. These are the ones that don't make the top 5. So this week there was 27 videos. Yeah.
That time McDonald.
Yeah. You know who he is?
We've had discussions about him.
Yeah, he's controversial in his. He's too Trumpy. For me, he's a little Trumpy.
For a Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that on top of it, Canadian. But he feels kind of, he has Trumpy kind of views in a way. But I like this because he's on a song with Dax called Propaganda. Yeah. And
I heard of Dax too.
Yeah, Dax is dope.
He could rap.
Independent guy doing big numbers. So, I always show him love. It's not only for the little independent people. I always I show love to the big ones too. Dope. Like even Tory Lanez, you know what I mean? He's now an independent person that's doing amazing independent shit. Selling NTFs. Sold, put his album out and sold it for like $1 or something. Wow. Or something, and made like 15 million in like, I don't know, an hour or something like that. It was.
That's dope.
So, those are things we need to learn from these kind of people that are trend setting at this time, like saying, wait a second, we don't need big record labels, to put a foot on our neck, and constrict us and hold us and bench us and put us on the shelf, or, put us in a whack light that we don't want to be in.
This is the time for that.
Definitely. So that's dope, that's the independent look that I'm at. We have like I said, 27 sounds of the week. We're going to go ahead and play one and be out of here. I think I was going to go with Dame Dollar. But I think y'all need something more independent. Let me give y'all something that y'all probably don't even know who the dude is. I like Jay Stalin. I might run with him. I like ASAP 12E. I'm going to go with ASAP 12E. Yeah, we're going to go with ASAP 12E featuring Lago 2.0 and Zay Nyler. So y'all can hear a couple artists. And it's called What a Day. Shout out to Check the Rhyme Radio. Shout out to Indie Jams Radio. Make sure y'all tune in next week for the Indie Verzuz between 2 Major and Jason. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a show. These dudes are dope. Indie artists willing to do this. I appreciate it. I appreciate them. We're going to try to get this nice and full screen for y'all over here. My bad, people. Because But yeah, make sure y'all tune in for that. Make sure on Sunday you catch me in Tampa for the Brooklyn to Tampa Series 7 event, doing the pre-show interviews. Illa G will be headlining, and we have a lot of Brooklyn heads that's gonna be there. A lot of Wu-Tang and Boot Camp Click affiliates. You know, the new era of those factions and stuff like that. So we're gonna be seeing them. I'm gonna see if I can. Let me see if I can get this right for y'all, because this ain't. Yeah, all right. So I should be able to get it for y'all. Perfect. Let me see. All right, beautiful. So make sure you check for that on Sunday and on next Tuesday for the Indie Verzuz. I'm excited for both of them. That'll be the first show that the Brooklyn to Tampa Series 7. That'll be the first time we're doing the show outside of the studio. So excited for that. And the Indie Verzuz, I'm a big fan of that. Make sure you check for Chamz. Make sure you check in for Hazernomical. And we'll see y'all next week. Love, love, love. And it's muted.
Lago the gang, legend for life, remember the name. I was never the same, ever since they put Mills in the grave. Ever since I felt going insane. Boy talking how he get put in the pave. I seen a lie, on that block I'll take to the grave. Too many memories shaking my brain. Pull before the mud, hope this sees the pain. Boy with a day, boy with a day, boy with a day.
Well, my name Nella, hi, nice to meet you. Side got me hot like an eagle. Stuck in the snuff, so I keep me a pistol. Stuck in the snuff, could say I'm more simple. My bitch bad, better than yours. I fuck niggas tend to act, so I walk with this shit on my side like the map. And I leave holes in them like Hutch Point. Kick my ex bitch out, she's a dumb joint. And I got money, these bitches are new. Niggas come at me buzzing, it's all over something. Yeah, this a new Harlem Nella gang, we ain't no dipset. Let the fiends say smile around. Talking no daytime, let's get your wig split. This summer we make some shit over
Jesus for my passenger. She don't speak no English, why you asking her? We speeding in a Challenger. Born in the dirt and I feel like I'm stuck in it. Public art housing, no love for the government. Bigger the business, I'm keeping my publishing. Keeping it busy, you heard that I'm bubbling. Brick on my brick and I feel like I'm hustling. 150, I feel like I'm rusting them. Diamonds like candy, you know that we crushing them. Pistol for pistol, you know that we busting it. Back in the bitty, I landed from Dublin. Loving my aura, they thought I was doubling them. This be a body, I slept with the gun again. Came from the bottom, you know that we upping it. What a day, what a day, what a fucking day, what a day. What a day, what a fucking day, what a day. What a day, what a fucking day, what a day. What a day, what a fucking day. You see this a piece of shit right here, like this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck is you doing, bro? Like, come on, nobody wanna hear that little bullshit. You might as well buy a new car, you wanna buy a new engine.
Nah, hold on.
Alright, the fuck is up with this kid, my nigga? Nigga got the, you know when niggas used to put the